Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, starring Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, Gary Oldman, Jason Isaacs, Helena Bonham Carter, Michael Gambon, Imelda Staunton, and Ray Fiennes, and directed by David Yates. Now, I want to say before I get into this movie, I was not too excited for this movie when it was coming out, but even though I haven't read the books, I still think it was the summer for me for Spider-Man 3, even though that turned out horrible, and Transformers, which also turned out bad. So, why am I saying this now? Well, it was a crowded summer for me that year, so let's get into it. Harry Potter, returned by Daniel Radcliffe, walks to a park, and his cousin Dudley Dursley teases him about dreaming about Cedric and his night at the Triwizarding Cup with his gooned friends after they beat up a 10-year-old and they run into a tunnel and get attacked by Death Eaters, and Harry saves Dudley, and suddenly Dudley blames Harry to his parents. So because Harry uses magic outside of Hogwarts, now he's expelled, and that sequence with the Dursleys, despite it being in the book, it's not necessary for this movie in my opinion. Alistair Mad-Eye Moody, returned by Brendan Gleeson, is back and not quite as good here as he was in the Goblet of Fire, so that I felt like a major step down. Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, returned by Rupert Grint and Emma Watson, rest in the Order of the Phoenix, and Dumbledore, returned by Michael Gambon, keeps Harry in the dark about the hearing of Harry's moves in the tunnel with Dudley, and while they hear conversation with the teachers at Hogwarts, the Weasleys and Sirius Black, returned by Gary Oldman's conversation about the expelled for now Harry. Hermione's cat plays with the ear that Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Fred and George, like it's a toy, was played as comedic when really it's not funny. Why do they play humor after last week when evil rises again at the end of the last movie? Let's talk about the real problem with this movie. Dolores Umbridge, played by Imelda Staunton, who, in my opinion, I don't think she's a very good actress, because she just always seems to annoy the crap out of me. And her character is super duper annoying. She finds the night of when Voldemort returned by Ray Fiennes rises up again is a lie, and I seriously think she's poisonous and ruinous. She's this movie's kryptonite. This movie is destroyed because of her presence, and just super obnoxious. Please get her out of here. She'll show up again in a later movie, which I'm not too thrilled about, by the way. When we get to Hogwarts, we meet Luna Lovegood, who's a character I really like that character in an odd kind of way, and she'll be served much better in the next 2 movies or 3 because of the part 1, part 2 kind of. I'll talk about it. And I like her fine in an odd kind of way. Finnegan picks a fight with Harry, and I'm going to just say it now. Harry this time is whinier than ever in this movie, and I'm not having as good of a time here as I am in the other movies. I don't like the characters here as much as usual. That's kind of a shame. Harry and Dolores is going to have a thing throughout the movie about a line that says, "I must not tell lies," and Dolores, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, she's this movie's kryptonite. The Ministry of Magic with Dolores and Filch's rule changing is becoming a pain in the booty when Dolores interviews Professor Sybil Trelawney, and she says she can predict when she's in danger, and by she I mean Dolores, and Dolores almost banishes Sybil, but Dumbledore tells her she has no authority to banish his teachers, which is very unnecessary, by the way. And seriously, Dolores, you don't have any authority. Harry, Ron, and Hermione talk about teaching the other students to use magic against the dark arts. Is a good scene. but the editing of that scene was choppy to the point I can't watch it. I can listen to it, and the score did feel not too great by not John Williams, but a new guy. Neville Longbottom finds a secretive hiding spot where nobody can find them, and I do like they can be clever, but I'm not loving it in general. But the good army is called Dumbledore's army, and Dolores' army, let's call them the Umbridge army, which sounds tedious. It really does. Harry is having nightmares and goes to Dumbledore to see what's happening to him, and Dumbledore goes to Professor Snape, returned by Alan Rickman, teaches him to discipline his mind from his nightmares, which sounds interesting, but the execution of that scene was a little bad because of how Snape tells Harry his father bullied Snape around when they were younger. It just felt a little obvious, too obvious for this movie, not the book, but in this movie. Hagrid, returned by Robbie Coltrane, is back and barely in this movie. I don't think this movie gets better with Hagrid back into the picture, to be quite fair. Or honest, I should say. Not fair, but honest. Bellatrix Lestrange, played by Helena Bonham Carter, is a character like Luna Lovegood who will get improved in the next 3 movies, but here, she's not working for me at all. Dolores finds out where Dumbledore's army are hiding at and tries to punish Dumbledore to be in Azkaban prison, but disappears out of the blue, and Dolores takes over Hogwarts and demands no magic until Fred and George makes a firework-looking dragon. Scares the crap out of Dolores, which I enjoyed. That was the only scene I found enjoyable. Hagrid's half-brother is barely introduced to Harry, Ron, and Hermione, who is a giant, have a communication which will come back later, and I like that scene better than when we get introduced to him. After the firework dragon scene, Harry has a vision of Voldemort ready to kill Sirius Black, and Harry almost goes to the transferable fire. And Hermione, with Harry, shows Dolores where Dumbledore's secret weapon is, which is Hagrid's half-brother. The giant drops Dolores, and the half-man, half-horse takes Dolores away, and Harry doesn't tell those things, the lies of Dolores, and good riddance. Harry tries to find Sirius Black, but run into Lucius Malfoy, returned by Jason Isaacs, with Bellatrix trying to get the prophecy, which, what in the world is that? I don't know. Then we get to the ground level 2 in Magic World, and Harry has to debate to attack either Lucius and the others who captured his friends. The teachers with Sirius Black attack Voldemort's army, and Bellatrix kills Sirius Black, and Harry almost kills her until Voldemort comes in, and Harry tries to kill him, but Dumbledore jumps in and attacks. Oh jeez, this is already giving me a headache. Voldemort in that fight ends rather too quickly, and that annoys me. While Bellatrix gets away, Harry and Dumbledore get vindicated, and the Minister of Magic resigns while Voldemort gets away. Is kind of a dark ending, and I kind of didn't like that at all. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.6 out of 10. This is my least favorite Harry Potter film by far. I wish you could skip this one just to watch the last 20 minutes of the movie after Dolores gets captured at the end. I don't like the characters, including Dolores, and the term of events of this movie is just plain stupid. And I would like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And until next time, sunshine daisies, turn the stupid camera off.